Thanks for opening up your weekly recharge. Feel free to pop your legs up, sit back, relax, while I read you this week's newsletter. Did your body hit the brakes? Why pushing through doesn't work, and what to listen for instead. If your body is asking you to slow down, and you're fighting it, there's a reason for that. It's not because you're falling off track. And what we'll cover this week is why sudden exhaustion, yes, even naps you never take, is a nervous system signal, not a setback. The real reason decision fatigue shows up before motivation fully disappears. How push-through culture turns normal regulation into an identity crisis. And a recent conversation from the podcast about losing a role after injury and what that reveals about hustle as identity. Let's get into it. I took a nap on Monday. And if you know me, that alone tells you something was off. I don't nap. I push. I problem solve. I power through. Or I just pop my mid-afternoon Adderall. No biggie. So when my body said, nope, we are done, lie down, that wasn't laziness. That was my nervous system pulling the emergency brake before my identity could override it. And that's what I want to talk to you about this week. Because when hustle is tied to who you are, listening to your body doesn't feel calming. It feels like a threat. Last week, we talked about inflammation and how stress quietly taxes the body. This week is what happens next. Decision fatigue, exhaustion, and the subtle identity crisis that follows. See, when your system is depleted, stressed, and inflamed, everything costs more. Choosing what to eat feels annoying. Starting and finishing tasks feels heavier than it really should. Even things you normally enjoy feel negotiable. Not because you don't care, but because your nervous system is conserving energy. Here's the part most people miss, but I don't want you to miss. When productivity becomes identity, slowing down doesn't feel like feedback. It feels uncomfortable, or worse, a waste of time. So instead of listening, we push. We override. We treat the body like a disobedient employee who needs more discipline. We've all had them. I had this realization recently while learning more about working with ADHD and nervous system-based productivity as a business owner. I've been trying to manage my brain like it's a corporate intern who won't apply themselves. Turns out it's not defiance, and it's not laziness either. It's biology. We keep asking, have I worked enough to deserve rest? When the better question is, have I rested enough to be effective? Trying to out-hustle biology is like yelling at your phone to work faster. And if that worked, mine would be sprinting by now. This is something that comes up a lot in conversations I've been having on Hustle Rebels podcast lately, especially with people whose bodies forced a pivot. In a recent episode, a guest shared what it was like to lose their position after an injury and suddenly have to rebuild their sense of self. You can catch the latest episode by clicking that link before his guest appearance tomorrow. And they didn't just lose their routine, they lost their identity. The hardest part wasn't the physical recovery. It was losing the role they'd built their worth around. That's the part that nobody prepares you for. When your body slows you down through exhaustion, injury, burnout, or a well-timed nap, it's not trying to sabotage your life. It's trying to keep you from breaking. So here's the permission piece this week. If you're unusually tired, reduce your decisions. If focus is gone, simplify, don't force. If your body is asking for rest, listen before it has to shout. Rest isn't a reward for discipline. It's the requirement for it. You didn't fall off your New Year's Eve resolution bandwagon. You ran into the limits of a system that's been overdrawn. This week isn't about pushing harder, it's about making the track less demanding so that your nervous system can actually show up. Your body isn't the obstacle. It's the system running the whole damn show. I've also included the links to the most recent Hustle Rebels podcast episodes. That way you can subscribe and stay up to date for every episode that drops, including the one that's going to drop tomorrow with my very first guest, which I'm very excited about. I've also never done a recording of my newsletter before, but one of you guys recommended it, so I said, what the fuck? Might as well try it out. Here we go. If you guys like hearing my voice read the newsletter as well, let me know, and maybe we can make it a regular thing. See you guys next week, and as always, if you liked this, forward it to a friend so that they can join the fam and be regulated just like you guys.